I'm going to show you how to customize your note types. Just to remind you that a note type is the filing hierarchy for notes that you create in documentation. I'm going to start by opening a test patient. See those alerts working there. And I'm going to go to the menu bar on this occasion and go into documentation. You can see the list of documentation. The note types are the note headers in bold, and you can use this button here to basically filter by note type and by author. For instance, I'm going to go into add, and when I go into add, you can see that my default note type is the pediatric intensive care medical progress note. Now I can then choose from any of these tabs the template, but the note type will stay as the pediatric intensive care medical progress note, and this is where the note is filed. Now if you right click on here, you can see that there are various different choices as far as the note types that you get offered. There's power note type list, all note type list, position note type list, and personal note type list. I recommend setting up personal note type list and also your default note type, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So basically go into view and then go into customize. Once we're in customize, there's various different things we can customize about the way things look. We're going to go into document types in this occasion, and we open this window here. You can see my default note type, as before, is the pediatric intensive care medical progress note, and I've chosen this because this is the note that I write the most often. If I click on the arrowhead here, I can see that I can choose any note type from the all available documents to be my default note type. So I'm going to keep this as medical progress note. My default list type is personal note type, and the options are the options that I showed you before. As I say, I recommend sticking to personal note type list. Now, because of this, when I click this arrowhead here, the options that I get are taken from this list on the right hand side. This list are all the note types that are available within the hospital. These are the note types that I've chosen for my personal note type list. I add to them or remove them by clicking on a note type from all available, hitting the single arrowhead here, and the A&E pre-op assessment note is basically populated over here, and I can get rid of it by clicking the opposite pointing arrowhead here. I recommend not using the double arrowheads here or here, because that basically brings the entire list over from here into here and the opposite. Okay, once you've selected your note types, ensure that you've got a default note type, that you've selected personal note type list, and you've got everything that you need here. You're going to hit apply and then OK. Just a reminder about discharge summary. Discharge summary note type has a unique function. It basically, when you call the note type discharge summary, that means that the document that you then create, irrespective of what template you use, then gets pulled into the depart process here and is pulled into the depart summary, which is the document which accompanies the patient out to the hospital and goes automatically to the GP. I'll come back to that in a second, but I'm just going to apply and go OK. I'm going to close this new note. I'm just going to add a new one, and you can see that my default note type pops up, and if I click the arrowhead here, I get the choice of any of my personal note types. Okay. If I want to change this and write a note for a different specialty, I right click here, then choose all note types, and then I have the choice of all note types within the hospital. Put put that back to personal note type list here. I mentioned before about a discharge summary being pulled into the depart process. So if you open the depart wizard here, what you'll see is the depart note, and anything that's called discharge summary will be pulled into this part of the document here. As you can see in this patient, they haven't got a document called discharge summary because nothing's been pulled in. If you have more than one note called discharge summary, both notes will be pulled into the depart summary. You don't want to do that. If you find a patient that does have more than one note type called discharge summary, you don't want both notes pulled into the depart process, click on the note and document that it was done in error. So click on the in error button and apply a reason. This will then remove it from the depart process. I've just shown you how to customize your note types in iCLIP.